Good afternoon. We are going to take topic 3 notes, day 5, writing linear functions. And we've actually done this pattern before, so it should look very familiar to you. This page is in your packet, so if you don't have that, pause the video and get your packet out. Okay, so the general format of the linear functions that we're going to do, so we mean by general format the pattern, is that there is a changing rate and a flat rate. And the flat rate doesn't change. That's why it's called a flat rate. When you write your equation, your x is going to be the number of something that changes. And it's typically going to be things like hours, miles, things like that vary depending on the situation. F of x, or the y variable, is generally going to be the total amount in typically dollars. So we are going to be writing linear equations following this pattern, and the linear format we're going to use is f of x equals mx plus b. This is the equation of a line, and the m, or the slope, is your changing rate, and the b value, which is the y-intercept, is going to be your flat rate. So when you write an equation for a situation, you're going to say what x and y is. That's what define your variables means. You're going to write your equation, your linear equation or model, and then you're going to use your model to answer the question that's being asked. So here's the first one. A car rental agency rents a mid-sized car for $32.50 per day, plus $10 for insurance. Find the cost of renting a mid-sized car for 6 days. Okay, so what changes when you rent a car is the number of days you want to rent it for. And f of x is going to be the total cost of the rental in dollars. So reading back over this, we need to identify the changing rate and the flat rate. Well, the rental cost is $32.50 per day, which means it changes depending on the number of days. So this is our changing rate. So when we write our equation, f of x equals, we're going to use 32.5 for our m, and then it's times x number of days. And then our flat rate is the $10 for insurance. Because no matter how many miles you go or how many days you go, the $10 insurance doesn't change. So we have to just add the $10 on to our total cost. All right, there is our equation. Now it says find the cost of renting a mid-sized car for 6 days. So we're looking for f of 6. So you're going to replace x with 6. So 32.5 times 6 plus 10, and f of 6 ends up being $205, which is our answer. So box your equation, circle your answer. Okay, let's do another one. A parking lot charges a base fee of $3 plus 75 cents or $0.75 per hour. Find the cost of parking a car on this lot for 7 hours. Okay, so our x, the thing that's changing is the number of hours. That's going to affect the cost. And of course, f of x is the total cost in dollars. Okay, let's read it again and try to identify the changing rate versus the flat rate. A parking lot charges a base fee of $3. That is our flat rate because it starts at $3 no matter what. Plus $0.75, and there's that word again, per hour. So that is our changing rate. So when we put this together, we've got f of x equals our changing rate, which is $0.75, times x number of hours, because it's $0.75 per hour, plus the $3 base fee. And that is the equation to describe how much it's going to cost. Okay, so we want to now find the cost of parking a car on this lot for 7 hours. So we're looking for f of 7. So we're going to replace x with 7. So 0.75 times 7 plus 3. You multiply 0.75 times 7 and then add 3 to it. And f of 7 equals $8.25 total. All right, one last example here, a gardening example. A garden shop rents a rototiller for $29.50 a day, plus $4 for a can of gasoline. Find the cost of renting a tiller for 3 days. So X is the number of days that we're going to rent. F of X, of course, is the total cost in dollars. So now let's read it again and identify the flat rate versus the changing rate. It says they rent a rototiller for $29.50 a day. So that means it changes depending on the number of days. So that is our changing rate. Plus $4 for a can of gasoline. So apparently you just paid the $4 one time, and that would be your flat fee. It would be the $4 for the gasoline. So here we go. F of X equals my changing rate, 29.5, times X, the number of days that I'm going to rent it, plus $4 for a can of gas. There is our equation. All right, so now we're going to find the cost of renting a tiller for 3 days. So F of 3 equals, let's replace X with 3, 29.5 times 3 plus 4. Of course, multiply before you add. And it's going to end up costing us $92.50 to rent it for 3 days. All right, that's the end of the notes. Have a good rest of your day.